A thread by Carlos Osuida. About 34% of Americans think there's going to be a second civil war. Let's educate them. We had something happen in my city at the height of the nationwide rioting and arson. That young lady got 5 federal counts of arson. She's looking at 50 years in prison. Since each act was caught on video, I expect a guilty plea in exchange for 25 years. In my city, all the businesses in the immediate area closed at 6 p.m. The light in the bell tower of the church at the end of the street was switched off for the first time ever. The radio announced an emergency curfew at 8 p.m. We were told to stay indoors. At about 8:45, a massive police convoy went past nearby, all the sirens and horns going. Several fire trucks and ambulances accompanied them. They seemed to be circling. At about 9, I heard a series of giant explosions and large firecrackers going off. My city is 98% Mexican. The culture centers around fireworks, so this isn't unusual. At about 9:45, a 4-engine turboprop aircraft flew over my house. It was headed west. Out west is the Pacific Ocean. At 10 p.m., everything returned to normal. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., there was no civilian air traffic. We live right under a flight corridor into LAX. Also, the freight trains had stopped. The city was totally silent until the sirens started. Well, I think I figured out what happened. This is the C-130 Hercules transport. It's a 4-engine turboprop. The C-130J has a wingspan of 132 feet. It can do what's called an assault landing or a tactical landing. They drop the wing flaps, and the second they touch down, they put the engines in full reverse. Let's take a quick look at that. Down it goes. All right. That puts the engines into full reverse, and there they go. The newest models can stop in about 500 feet if absolutely necessary. So where would a C-130 land in my city? On 7th Avenue, in the industrial park. It's over 200 feet wide, and the C-130 wingspan is 132 feet. That would explain why a 4-engine turboprop flew over my house. I live a short distance above the top of the photo. The C-130 took off, flew over my house, and then turned and headed in the opposite direction to Edwards Air Force Base. The reason the cops had sirens and horns going was to drown out the noise of the landing. Guess what? They're doing this all over the country. The Minnesota governor said there were Gulf Cartel gunmen burning his city down. We have had a cartel presence here. A 12-man alpha team of Delta Force could land, do its business, and get out of Dodge in minutes. Remember, Trump has invoked the Stafford Act, which allows the military to engage in law enforcement. We're also under a national state of emergency. My guess is that Trump does not require tactical teams to report to him. James Mattis thought Trump would allow him and John Bolton to start more beautiful, beautiful wars. Bolton has illegally written a tell-all book. If it's published, Bolton can be arrested for leaking classified information. Put all the Bush people in the Obama camp. I can't prove that anything like what I described happened here, but we definitely have the capabilities, and we finally have a leak-proof administration. So, no civil war. It's literally impossible. This is a phase. When the Nazis tried to destroy all of Europe's art, even Nazis saved it and lied to Hitler that they'd burned or smashed it. Today, Aunt Jemima got discontinued. Giving in to the mob never works. Us sane folks have more money. I'll research all the Pepsi products and never buy them again. The mob is satisfied by symbolic victories. They won't pick up arms, and if they do, the C-130s are waiting. I want you to watch a video and understand that the mob has too large a task. The more they force us to be canceled, the angrier the sane become. We vote. The scuttlebutt is that Biden will refuse to debate Trump, saying that the science is settled. Good. Imagine the theatrics Trump can pull with that. So watch a Scotsman explain what's happening. In the explanation, we learn why the mob has an impossible job ahead of it. There are just too many defiant, sane people for them to take on. So stop being afraid. Fear doesn't win culture wars.